Are you having trouble with your mandrels? When you put them in, are they not tuning even though you've gone around the full circle and they're still not able to take out that full wobble? Well, if it's that, or they're too loose or too tight, here's a couple of things that you can do to correct those things. If it's not tuning, take a quick look and look at that slit and see if it's squeezed appropriately. Sometimes you'll see that it's leaning over to one side, so when you've come in and you've made that compression, you've actually moved one side instead of both together. So you've moved one, or maybe even moved them so that they go like this. So instead of having, the mandrel come together, it's leaning this way. Well, if that's the case, you just come back in and correct it to make it absolutely straight by just making sure that you've got a squeeze that's together, not pushing on one side. If they're too loose, you need to come back in and reset them, recrimp them with a pair of pliers. If it's too tight, you need to insert the appropriate mandrel and use those pliers to reshape that outer mandrel. And once you've done that, then you need to reset the crimp and you should be ready to go. To prepare your mandrels, you need to get the right source material, which I consider to be welding rod. It's either 308L stainless welding rod or 316L stainless welding rod. Now, it doesn't really matter which one you get. It's more an indication for whether it's food grade or not for people who actually use it for welding. And it'll be 316L, 1/16, 3/32, 1/8, whatever the appropriate size is, up to 5/32. Once you have your mandrel material, you're going to then cut it by using a pair of pliers. These pliers here are Klein's, and they're very nice. They've got a spring to hold them open when you want to make a new cut. But simply put, you just come in here, snap it, and what you end up with is a shorter mandrel, but you're going to end up with a little bit of a barbed end. So what you're going to do to correct that is you're going to take a rotary tool with a wheel and just kind of grind the end off. Just turn it on and turn it around, and do that. You just need to take the that little barbed edge off so it doesn't grind out or scrape out the inside of your sleeve when you insert it. Once you've cut and you've ground your mandrels, you need to season them, make them a little more rough, and do that by just inserting your whole clump of mandrels that you've made into the kiln and let them sit in there for about 45 minutes, and it'll take that shininess off of that mandrel, and it'll allow you to get a better seating in that sleeve without so much pressure coming in to play.